Morning everyone. So I arrived a little while ago, and I'm not sure if you can see or shown from the beginning bit that it's misty, it's foggy. I'm really excited. um I it's the middle of summer, so when you have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's always a bit hit and miss. But this morning, I think I might have sort of struck gold, so to speak. And yeah, so I'm very excited about how the morning's going to progress. I've got no midgie spray with me, and they're out in force, but I'm sure I'll manage. I just shouldn't stand still for so long. I've just come across this this scene down here. Now I've been here a few times before. I hadn't seen this particular scene, and so I've sort of struck lucky straight away, I suppose. And I'm going to take a shot here, and I will put it up for you. But hopefully, if you can see down in the distance, there's a wonderful oak tree that is being illuminated from the top with some fantastic light. The light's really soft. There's obviously, with the mist being around, so that adds a sort of an ethereal glow to the image. And settings wise, I'm shooting at, it's 2.5 seconds at the moment. I'm shooting at f10. I'd just like to make sure everything I've got in the foreground and the main tree is sharp enough, even though it's going to be softened down slightly by the mist. So what I'll probably do is shoot an aperture, maybe f8 as well, and then compare the two and see which one works the best. I'm yeah, really excited about today. I'll chat a little bit more in a little while, but it's yeah, so far so good. So I've just perched on a bank here, and I've come back to a tree that I'd found probably a year and a half ago. It was in the autumn. I was doing some other photography and I spotted this particular scene, but it didn't work, and so I've come back today to see if it does work. You probably see behind me, just in the distance on from my tripod, this is wonderful old birch tree, and it's all the bark's split, and there's 3 main branches coming off. Well, I suppose you could call it the trunk of the tree, and in the distance through that there's a nice small new birch which leads your eye through, and then off to the left there's an old dead tree. And so what I really liked about this scene was that it was the contrast between the new trees and the old tree. So I'm gonna take this image, and hopefully it works. Hopefully the birch in the foreground isn't too dominating, but I'm hoping that it will work. Settings wise, I'm shooting f8 because the trees in the distance, they're quite a way away, so they'll be softened by that fabulous mist that I've managed to come across this morning. And I'm going to focus on the tree in the foreground to make sure that's nice and sharp. And yeah, so I'll and then I'll carry on exploring. But yeah, so far really pleased with this morning. So I've just been walking around for quite some time, and I'm sure you all know the feeling when there's wonderful light and you just can't seem to see anything. And I suppose this is one of the things I've been trying to do much more lately, is to visit places quite a few times to have more of an idea of exactly what I'm gonna be aiming for. That's not to say that I will stick just to those particular images, but it does maybe mean that you don't get so frustrated. But the mist lifted very slightly. I came over to a different bit of woodland where there's more oak trees, and I'm not sure if they're maybe just a little bit too green, and I think concentrating on whether or not just light was falling through the trees rather than looking for composition. So I suppose at this stage what I'm going to do is just have a little break and sit down for a little while, and then have another little wander. But the mist is lifting now, so that might be it for today. One of the things I have been doing recently is, because I've done quite a lot of landscape photography in the past, and I realised that I wasn't doing it so much, and part of that was because I was going to, I suppose, a lot of the honeypot locations that we all love to go to, and I felt like I was competing with people a little bit more, rather than just taking the images that I felt good about. So I've decided to try and slow down, not get quite so frustrated, and so I'm gonna have a break now, and hopefully then something will pop up. So I've just had a little bit of a break, and that's always good. Have a snack, have a drink, and I've just been wandering a little further. The mist really has lifted in the woodland now, and so I'm not bothered about that now, because I did get a couple of images earlier on which I'm really happy with. I'm going to head out onto just outside the wood in a moment, because there's still a bit of mist hanging around, just to see if there's anything else that catches my eye. But for now, I've just come across this scene behind me, and there's this wonderful arrangement of oak trees. There's two to the left of the image. I'll put the image up so you can see, and they're creating a sort of a frame with some nice light behind, and this all leads over to the right hand side, where there's another fantastic oak tree. So this image now is just for future reference, and I think that I'll probably come back. I'll keep this one logged and come back and see if it works in the autumn as well. So I'm gonna go and take this one, and hopefully it'll work. But I'll see if there's anything else. But I'll probably leave it there for now for the chatting. And yeah, so thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button. That would be much appreciated. And yeah, sorry if there's any stuttering or up and down. It's my first one, so I've been practicing, but yeah, anyway, I'll try and do something again soon. Okay, thank you.